Welcome to episode 3 of the Huddle podcast with my good friend JVote Gaming, aka J Daddy. Fins up for him and go Birds. My name is Mr. Frank the Tank. Week 2 of the NFL season. How are we doing today, buddy?
Frankie, I gotta tell you, I haven't been more happy to be a Dolphins fan in my life.
Let's fucking go.
Last Sunday was a roller coaster of emotion, as it should have been, because I am a Dolphins fan. But it got so much better as the day progressed. It really did.
That game was wild.
I was watching it with my brother, and literally every score we got in each other's face as normal human beings would. And then, I mean, I still couldn't believe that game. That felt like a playoff atmosphere game, to be honest.
I think that was a good first game to come back to. Tua to prove himself.
No, absolutely. There's questions surrounding what would happen. He turned heel this offseason, got that tat, basically told everybody to shut the hell up and let his game do the talk. And what happened?
Exactly.
466.
You already know how I feel about the Birds game this past week on Thursday. They're 2-0, but I'm not happy that they're 2-0. Everyone says I should be happy, but I'm not happy. I'm gonna put that out there.
For everybody, really should read Frankie and I's text from Thursday night. It was probably, I haven't laughed so hard at text in my life because you are very, I see like a quiet texter. Like you're not like, oh, F this, F that.
Yeah.
But I saw another side on Thursday. Listen, I'm all in on heel tank right there.
Yeah, when I get mad, I'm mad, man. Like it's either one or the other. There's no in between. But I try to be more like quiet. I'm not like the one that's like the breaks. Like I've never been the watcher, like a fan. Like I see all these fans that like break their own TV and stuff. I've never gotten to that point. Like I get mad, but dude, I'm not gonna break my own shit. All right.
Yeah,
Like, dude, I'm not gonna punch my 65-inch TV because then I'm gonna have to buy another one, and then it's just gonna cause more pain to myself. Like, why would I do that? The only thing like I would ever do was like, I'll just cuss. I mean,
Oh
normal.
yeah,
But yeah,
definitely normal.
it's just there's high expectations for this year, man. All right, there was high
It should
expectations.
be.
There still is. I mean, they were almost all the way there. They lost some people, but then they filled in the holes. They got new coordinators. I understand that. But I mean, the fucking Vikings, man, they were fucking fighting. They almost beat us. The Patriots almost beat us. The Vikings almost beat us. Like, what the fuck? Just saying, man. Like, I don't understand it,
You've been waiting to get on. I love it.
dude. Like, just look at these. I gotta look at these stats, man. Like, pretty sure Kirk Cousins, because me and you are playing fantasy this week too against each other,
Yeah,
and
against each other.
I started Kirk Cousins,
Yeah.
so I actually have something to look. I guess I'm happy about from that game. Kirk Cousins almost has 1,000 yards passing already.
Jeez, oh Pete,
He's
I
got
didn't realize that.
well, he's played Thursday, but Tua's got 466. Because I'm looking at top passing yard people right now.
Yeah.
Jalen's 363, Tua's 466, and Kirk is 708 with 2 games. So he's
So he's
averaging about
dropping.
350.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say 350.
But yeah. So the before I even talk shit about my own team, the good thing that I finally did want to see was Swift get into the groove of things because they didn't use him week 1.
Yes.
They didn't use him at all. Like you sign this dude, you're like hyping him up for like no reason. Then Gainwell's out of the game, so then Swift starting. Perfect. They keep trying to pass. They're a play action team, and I think they're just really starting to figure out like he's obviously going to run the ball. It's Jalen, but
Yeah.
I don't see him being as confident as he was last year. Like the dude would just like throw bombs and just say, "I know AJ's probably going to catch this." to where now you got him and AJ saying words on the sideline because he's not throwing it to him. Well, I mean, motherfucker, you got to get open for one. And the O line has not been doing good. One of the best O lines supposedly in the NFL. They've been getting a lot of pressure on Jalen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a little bit of everything. I think it's the rust. They're not playing because now there's that new rule. They don't have to play in the preseason, like if they're a starter or some bullshit,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I still think is dumb. But what do I know?
There's Roger Goodell for you.
That's so dumb. But I talked to the Steagles podcast yesterday because he said he was going to give us some dates when we can meet up together.
Yeah.
But he did say a good thing. He said this was how we were last year. We barely beat the Lions in the beginning of the year, and we had a slow start at the beginning of the year last year too, where we weren't blowing teams out. Like we just had close games.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still do think it has a lot to do with the coordinators. I mean, I think they have a new defense and offensive coordinator, so that's a big change for the offense and all the players. But I don't know what's going on with them. They're really gonna get themselves bit in the ass if they don't get their shit together. Trying to find the stats for this game because like Jalen has not been playing good. Um,
Uh, to go back to your point about his confidence, I did kind of see that. Like, not saying that obviously he's a great quarterback, but some of the decisions he made in that game,
he threw into double coverage.
yeah,
There was
that's like,
there was a dude open
come
on the
on,
left side, and he
yeah,
throws it to somebody that had two people on him. I'm like, bro, that's not you. What are you doing?
yeah.
He's like forcing it, like he doesn't know what to do.
I think, I honestly, I think Hurts. Wow, he only threw the ball 23 times.
Yeah, because they ran the ball almost 40
Oh,
times.
that's true.
That's why Swift was getting
Now,
the run game was working well, so they kept, and that's what I was worried about. I said,
yeah,
Watch, the
yeah.
run game is working, and then they're gonna stop and try to throw it again." But then they stuck to it, which I was happy about. So
Uh,
that's why they won the game.
you he got sacked for 4 times.
Yeah, what I'm
That's
saying.
crazy.
One of the best offensive line in the NFL, and they're getting sacked by the Vikings 4 times in one game. That's not them. Wow,
I
the Vikings had 4 turnovers, and
that's what even blows
yeah,
my mind.
and it was a 6 point game.
You see, I had Swift on my bench,
Yeah, feel
and I
for you
didn't
there.
start him.
I feel for you.
I think I even made a comment on Thursday. I'm like, I didn't know what Hertz would do. Because right now I have Jacobs and Sanders. I was gonna take out Sanders and put Swift in last
Sanders,
second.
Sanders to me, I don't think he's gonna do. He had the best
Yeah.
year last year. I don't think he's gonna do that again.
Um. But we're live on Twitch, by the way. That's why I'm laughing. Um. The Eagles impress me kind of with, I feel like, their running game. You obviously watch them more than I do. How did they do last season compared to what you're seeing right now?
I guess I keep forgetting that they are a run team because Jalen does run the ball, and then they did run with like that's what they always been since Nick Sirianni's been there. I think maybe even a little bit Doug Peterson, but more Sirianni.
Yeah,
Like they don't stick to one back. They they use Gainwell, they use Scott, they use Swift, they use Jalen. Like they don't always stick to one guy. They've been like that for the last couple years now. And I keep forgetting that because I keep thinking they're a passing team, but they're really not a passing team. They have passing weapons,
they have good weapons. Yeah,
but they don't. They're not. That's not their go-to because they're play
yeah,
action. So it's like 50-50. And it's really up to Jalen when I think that's what's messing him up is because when you're doing play action, it's up to him to make the right call in like that second because you're either giving it to the running back or you're not, and you're keeping it for yourself. and then you might have to make another decision: am I going to run it or am I going to pass it? And I think that's
Yeah,
what's he's just not used to doing that as much because he's had that long break, and that's what I think is messing him up. And I think it's also the offensive coordinator. He's new, and I just don't think they're all connected together. But 259 rushing yards for that Thursday night game against the Vikings.
that's what I was gonna head back into. Um, Swift getting the carries, most of the well, almost all of them. 28 for 175,
28
averaging
carries.
28 carries,
Oh my god.
6.3 yards per carry with a tutty.
Hmm.
I'm so mad I didn't play him. Oh,
I mean, it wasn't to be expected though, because like I said, at the very last minute, um, Gainwell was out. Gainwell is the initial running back starter. So what they were
that's what
gonna
I thought.
what they're gonna do with what they were gonna do with Swift was he's gonna be like the third down back. But
Yeah,
I told him I was like, nah, that's dumb. Like you need to start him. You trade your picks for him. Use him.
yeah.
Because I don't know. I don't even remember how long they signed him for. I think he's here for a year. So, but I mean, I also understand why AJ Brown's getting frustrated on the sideline. Like this is reminding me exactly of the year after the Eagles lost to the Patriots. Do you remember T.O. working, skipping practice and getting mad at McNabb? So he was working out at his home, and the news went to his house because he was like, "I'm better than that. I don't have to be with them. They're losers." Like that's
I
exactly what I thought about when AJ
I do
Brown.
remember that.
That's exactly what I thought about when AJ Brown was arguing with Jalen on the sideline. I was like, "Oh fuck, here we go. This is gonna happen
That's a
all
good
over again."
callback.
It is though because he's a good player. He's used to connecting with him, same as McNabb with To, and he's getting frustrated. And I could see. And then the media's like, "So how do you feel? How's AJ?" And he's like, "It's we're not gonna make it more than what it is. We just didn't connect this game," which I thought was good.
Yeah.
Don't stir it up because the media will stir it up.
Oh, it's just they love stirring stories up.
So AJ right now, 2 games, has 11 receptions for only 108 yards. But so
I,
he's still averaging 9.8 yards a catch. So it's not
yeah,
terrible, but he doesn't have a touchdown yet.
he'll get
Mind
on the board.
mind you, I mean, well, see, he did have a touchdown, but it got called back. And
Oh yeah,
it got called back for
that's right.
Holden. Was it a
I
Holden
think it was a
call?
hold. Yeah,
Yeah, which was bullshit because it barely grabbed his jersey. But then they come over here and everyone's like, "Well, Justin Jefferson had a touchdown." No, when he caught the ball, he had a full on, like, the ball was bobbling as soon as he caught it, even past the pylon. Like you have to have full control possession when you're inside. He was already outside. Like people just they all think they're fucking like analysts or some shit. I don't understand
yeah.
it. And it's not fair to the players either how like tight the rules are now. It's so hard to play the
It's
game as a receiver and a cornerback. You almost have to
yeah,
let them catch it before even touching or um trying to deflect it or pick it off. Like if you look at them the wrong way, they throw a flag, dude. Like it's ridiculous.
that's another thing that's just ri- ridiculous because um in the Dolphins Chargers game, Tua threw that one pick, and I went back and watched that, and uh, I forget who it was, but
Excuse me.
he pushed off. You can clearly see he pushed off. That's definitely why Tua threw that pick. And you're right. I mean, it should have been called, but of course they're not going to call that. They'll call, oh, I just touched you. That's going to be a pass interference.
Well, it
It,
goes it
it's
goes back to like the same thing in the Super Bowl. Bradbury slightly grabbed around the waist. As
I
soon as
remember
as
that.
soon as they as
Yeah,
soon as they see that, they're gonna throw the flag because as a referee, when they just see you just slightly grabbing that, they throw a flag. But mind you, you're at the end of the fucking game. You're not supposed to throw any flags the last 2 minutes of the game.
I completely agree. I think if it's that
We
big of a
we
game.
we would have won that game if that was not thrown. I don't care what anyone says. Jalen would have ran down the field and got at least a field goal. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man. Like he played. That was his best game ever. Like he was just on it. The defense couldn't do shit. But
I mean, you could make a case for the Bengals being in the Super Bowl. There were a lot of penalties last year
against the
in that
Chiefs.
against that Chiefs
Oh
against
man,
the Chiefs. I'm not a Bengals fan,
Mahomes to
but
me is the next Brady. And let me tell you
yeah,
something. I
it's
don't
starting to be that way.
I don't like him. I'm sorry. He's cocky
You
too.
don't like Mahomes? Yeah.
He's cocky, man. He's so cocky. He's all about himself. Like I watched that quarterback show on Netflix. Dude, he is all about himself and his wife is the same way. I'm not talking shit on his wife. I'm just saying like he's like he gets frustrated when somebody tells him something he doesn't agree with. Like Andy Reid was telling him you need to go get x-rayed for when he got hurt in the playoff game. He got mad at him and was like arguing with him. I'm like, "Motherfucker, go get your fucking x-ray if your coach said so." Like when I played football, if I even talked back to my coach, dude, I would get like in so much trouble. Like
Oh yeah.
it's it's
And
it's the money thing, man.
and I guess to play a little devil's advocate here, not condoning what Mahomes did, but it's that competitiveness that he has, which I like about him.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I don't like about him,
I like that too about him, but I'm
but
saying what I didn't like about him too.
yeah. No, I definitely understand that, and the not wanting to get the X-ray. He wanted to go back out there and just play, which is definitely understandable.
It's a big game. You're frustrated. I understand. You want to
Yeah,
be there. You want to do it. But I
but
mean,
you're absolutely right. He
you're
should
only
have
hurting
just
yourself
been there.
if something were to happen to you. It's like RG3 all over again. What if that was the same
Yep,
case? Because I guarantee you,
that's true.
fans would never let that go if that happened to him if he didn't get checked.
That is so true.
Because
Look at you coming in with the comparisons. I like it.
dude, I've been just waiting to talk shit on my team. You have no idea. Here's another fun fact. So I remember I told you that AJ Brown has 11 catches. So does Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith has almost 100 yards more than AJ Brown and also 2 touchdowns, which AJ Brown does not have any. So that's why he's getting frustrated.
If not a stat here, you wanna really focus on if you're a Vikings fan. In 15 seasons where the Vikings have started 0-2, they have only made the playoffs once. So I guess that brings me to this. Kirk Cousins' time in Minnesota
Oh man.
is now my wife's stepdad is a huge diehard Vikings fan. And he gets on Facebook, he's in this gets on this Minnesota Vikings group board and whatever, and I guess he keeps telling me every Sunday, I'm all in on Kirk Cousins. He's our man. We paid him for this reason, this amount of money. I'm a believer. But I guess like half the fan base does not like Cousins
They
in
never
Minnesota anymore.
they didn't even want him when he signed there.
And I'm just like, uh, it's I feel like I was at that stage with Tannehill. Like
Yeah.
Tannehill had a few good seasons, and then I just kind of got fed up with him. It was like it's like when you buy a new toy, right? You love it at first. You
Right.
love it at first, and then it kind of gets old after a while, and then you just want a new one.
Well, I mean,
So
he he's like he's that quarterback that can get stuff done, but he can't get all of it done. He
yes,
reminds me. I'm not gonna say as a McNabb, but that was McNabb's issue when the game mattered most, when they needed him most, is when he could never succeed. And I
yeah,
feel like that's how Kirk is.
yeah. I so like last year when they didn't beat the Giants, right, in the playoffs,
Right.
which I'm coming in here thinking the Vikings should blow the Giants away. Because Giants have Daniel Jones. I'm sorry. I'm not convinced with Daniel
I'm
Jones.
not either. They hyped him up just because they got Darren Waller and he hasn't done shit yet. So
But we'll get to the drubbing that happened last week with them. But Minnesota should have won that game easily, I felt like. And now you come off that, an early round exit. You got the offseason to work on whatever you need to work on. You got weapons. Um, you delve off Dalvin Cook to the Jets. You know, it's like a new offense, but you still have the same weapons. And they come out the first 2 weeks, and they're not even impressive. To me, they're not impressive.
right.
The only thing, okay, Jefferson and Addison have been the only two things that I've noticed about the Vikings, and as we should.
Yep. Exactly.
I
Jefferson's
mean, it's
Jefferson's wasting his career there. They say he's going to be like Randy Moss. He's wasting his career at that team.
that's a good point.
I mean, was that a Java monster?
Oh no, it's Ultra Peachy Keen.
Oh man. Oof.
That's so good.
Yeah, it just I think it's a good time. Let's really get into something that started the week in general that blew up the media. Rodgers only played 4 snaps and tore his Achilles.
I am. Listen, I'm
That
so
man,
happy.
that man
Not
went
about
out
that.
there, carried the flag, was ready to just fucking say like it's new season, new team. My man only played 4 snaps. As soon as he went down, I could tell like his body language, like how he threw the ball. He was like pissed. He was like, "Oh shit!" Like
Oh
something
yeah.
really bad just happened to me. And then he went on the cart, and I was like, "Oh, dude, he's done." I was
Did you
like,
see the replay of it?
"Yeah." They
That
played
was brutal.
dude, they talked about it all week. Like it was crazy. So now he's saying, I think this morning or yesterday,
It
he
was on
said
Pat McAfee.
I'll be back by playoff time
No way.
in
Oh,
January. And everyone's on there like, you have to
uh,
get there first, buddy. You're already assuming they're gonna be there, and then like, okay, so say Zach Wilson gets them there. You're telling me you're gonna bench Zach Wilson when he played all season, and then you come back and you take over, bro? I'd be pissed as fuck.
I am so happy that we're on the Jets right now. Because what did I say? Episode 1 of the Jets. Everybody's hyping them up. Everybody's feeling like they're going to go to the Super Bowl because of Rodgers. 4 snaps in, all hell breaks loose in the Jets fan base. And I told you, week 1, that the Jets will not make the playoffs and they will be under 500. And when Rodgers went down, my mouth dropped. I hate that happened. I hate that happened. I'm not saying I'm happy for it. I hate how it happened to Rodgers because I think maybe he would have did something. But Twitter Jets was bonkers last Monday night. All hell broke loose, and I was all for it. I was happy. You know, listen. Besides JETS, Jets, you know what they're gonna be? DONE, done. Their season's done. It's done. The Jets are done. The Bills look like crap. Allen couldn't beat a Zach Wilson led Jets team. It was a Dolphins Super Bowl last week.
Yeah,
Come on.
you guys had everything going right for you overall, team wise, division wise. Like, who's the big what? Probably the biggest threat last week was the Patriots to you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, their defense looked good. I'm not even just saying that because I mean they just really they're a young team too. But They had a good defense last year as well, but that's just crazy to me. I mean, Rodgers only played 4 snaps. I wanted to see him at least play a game, like a full game,
Exactly.
to see what he would do. You couldn't even get that out of him, and like you just, I mean, they molded that offense and play calling just for him, and now they have to readjust all that, which is wild. But
Like I'm not a heartless human being. Like I hate that that happened to him.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but I guess since we are on the topic of the Jets, Bills, Josh Allen looked absolutely dreadful.
yeah. Would you say he looked like a backup?
He looked like a backup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He didn't do that good. If he didn't have Diggs, he would have done really bad. I think that was his
Look,
only target that he was really thrown to that did something.
yeah. 217, a tutty, 3 interceptions, QBR rating 45.6. What? Like
It's only week
this
one.
man,
It's only week one.
yeah. If this is the Josh Allen we're gonna get all season, get him off the pedestal and put the number one Oos up there.
Well, like I said, yeah, me and my coworker have been talking about this for a while now because I still keep in touch with them. Ever since they were like the playoff team, like remember when they went? Was it last year or the year before, where Josh Allen and Joe Burrow were just balling out against each other back to back? It was
I
like
think it was a couple years ago.
it was a
Yeah.
crazy game. So we were talking about that. We started talking about that on that season. I was like, man, I really think the Bills might go all the way. And he's like, I don't know. Just it's like every year they look like a good team, but it seems like they're still missing something
Yeah.
to be like a threat. Like you know what I mean?
No,
Like
absolutely.
like yeah, you got Diggs, you got Josh Allen, but what else do you have?
I mean,
You have Von Miller on defense. I get it. Okay. Um, but they never had a solid running back in a while.
James Cook, you got Josh Allen basically carrying it too.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're all putting it on him mainly.
Yeah.
Him and Diggs. Which,
And
Diggs was a great pickup for them, obviously.
oh yeah.
But I just don't see them as a big threat still. I think they haven't been a big threat since that game, really.
No,
Where Joe
I
Burrow shut
completely
him
agree.
out, you know. I also
The hype. Sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. You're good. Good.
No, the hype. Listen, coming from a division where you don't get talked about, obviously, because you had Brady for over 20 years,
Yep.
and then now you have Josh Allen. Josh Allen has been the talk for 5, 6, whatever since he came in, basically.
Yep.
And then now you're starting to kind of see Brady left. Who do you have in New England? Whack Jones. Which by the way, they're I saw a clip. Boston is like they think Mac Jones is better than Tua. Okay. Anyway,
Well, if it's a Patriots broadcast,
they're so biased.
they're
It
gonna
drives me crazy. I can't stand.
I will give that to oh my god. What is the guy, the famous what kind of Eagles fan am I? I can't fucking think of his name right now. Merle Reese. He will keep it real with you on both sides.
Yeah.
That's why I like listening to him. My parents still
Yeah.
to this day will put on 97.3, mute the TV, and listen to the radio as they're watching TV because he's just so good at what he does. He keeps it real
Oh yeah.
on both sides. Like he's like, if you guys were playing us, he'd be like, Tua threw a dime. He's just a hell of a player. Like you know what I mean? He won't be fucking Chris Collinsworth. God, I
Oh
fucking
my
hate him.
god.
I can't stress this to you enough. Get him off the fucking TV, please. Now here's a guy that's really good. Here's a guy that's really good. Dude, shut the fuck up. You suck. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, okay? I'm sorry. There's 2 things I have to talk about. The Eagles right now, the Cowboys suck ass, and Chris Collinsworth, you're a fucking piece of shit. Get off, dude. Now here's a guy. Like, dude, he says the same thing about every
Bro,
goddamn player.
You know what? Oh my god, we have him tonight too. Oh,
Oh, dude, I am gonna so fucking dog this dude when I'm watching this game tonight. You have no idea. Like, dude, he was playing. Yeah, he was doing the broadcast last week. What was the night game? Was it the Cowboys game and
yeah, it
Giants
was
game?
Cowboys Giants.
Oh my god, he was talking about this fucking new receiver on the Giants. He was like, now this guy's like one of the best in the game. I'll tell you right now. I was like, dude, we don't even know who the fuck this guy is. How the fuck do you? How can you say he is one of the best? We don't know who he is. Like, God, dude,
Oh my god.
that drives me fucking nuts, man. He does it with every player. He does it for a lineman. He'll do it to the fucking water boy on the sideline. I don't fucking know what he's doing. He's getting paid too damn much. I just had to get that out. I'm sorry.
I didn't think anybody hated Collinsworth more than my mom, but I feel like now I think I have.
Have you seen the memes on him? It's hilarious.
I've seen a couple.
There's one that's like, I don't know about that guy, but Chris Collinsworth always knows about that guy.
That's so true.
Like, dude, did he even
Oh
play
my
football?
He played for the Bengals for a little bit.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Was a wide
Yeah.
receiver for 8 seasons for the
Yeah.
Bengals. Oh my
Yeah.
god, you fucking suck. 17 Emmy winner for what? Lion?
Wait, he's an Emmy winner?
Is a 17-time Emmy winner over the course of his broadcasting career.
It had to be Sunday Night Football, I'm assuming.
Oh my god, he had long hair. He was on the front cover of Sports Illustrated at one point. It's it's a
boy.
meme. Oh shit. It says we hate Chris Collinsworth. Nice catch. What's Sports Illustrated? Yo, I gotta send this to you. Cincinnati's rookie fined wide receiver Chris Collinsworth. We hate Chris Collinsworth. Sports Illustrated.
There's no way.
Ah. Like, dude. Oh man, that's hilarious.
Chris Collinsworth has to go. You know who would be my top announcing team?
Who's
Give me
that?
Give me Gus Johnson and Kevin Harlan.
I'm willing to also say Boone. Is it what was his name? The older guy.
Al Pacino.
Al Pacino.
Talking about Al Michaels.
Maybe. Is that for Monday night? Monday Night Football. They changed
Thursday
it.
night. Thursday night's Kirk, Herbstreit, and Al. I think now, right?
They change it up every year.
I think Al does Thursday night now, and then Mike Tirico does Sunday night, I believe.
Let me look it up. Because I forgot Tony Romo. Tony Romo was announcing the Eagles game last week, I believe.
You guys were on CBS last week, weren't you?
Yeah, because the Patriots.
That's right.
Usually, like the 4:30 games, I feel like are the ones that have CBS.
Yeah, I know Romo CBS. I think.
Yeah, Thursday night is Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit. I like Al Michaels. I like him.
Yeah, I do like Al.
Because they used to have somebody on Monday night that I liked a lot, and I think he retired. He would always be like, oh my god, what was the thing? He'd always be doing noises with the stuff. He said he might go all the way. Like, he did it every week, man. Like, he had a very distinct voice.
Oh, Chris Berman?
I think so. He was a great announcer. I loved him.
I thought you were thinking of, what is his name?
Yes, Chris Berman.
Chris Berman? Yeah.
I love Chris
was
Berman.
good. I always enjoy his 2 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, he would always be like, whoop! Yeah, dude, I loved Chris Berman.
Yeah, but to go back to your point with Collinsworth, get him off. I can't stand that dude. I might have to mute the damn game. I'm so pissed.
I forgot you
You
guys
should
played
have
tonight.
told me that. You should not have told me that. Now I'm gonna be pissed.
If I didn't tell you it, I would have reminded you tonight because I fucking can't stand him. Like, you can ask Mrs. Tank. Like, I will straight on argue with these announcers when they're talking about my team. They're like,
Bro.
it looks like a hold to me. I'm like, oh, well, I forgot you're a professional. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, that definitely should have been a hold. Like they were going against the Eagles. They were like, that should have definitely been a hold. I was like, well, you definitely should shut the fuck up,
Go fucking piss off. You're not
dude.
playing.
Dude, I fucking hate when the announcers are one sided. You can tell when they're one sided. Like when he's a cow.
Fox
Yes.
Fox loves the Cowboys.
Thank you. Somebody else realized that. Thank you.
Fox loves to just grab him and just give him a nice little tug.
Well, Jerry Jones is like sucking them off or something. So
That's a. I can't stand when we play on Fox too. It's annoying.
Eagles are always on Fox because they usually play 1 o'clock or, the Cowboys, Giants. They're always on Fox for some fucking
You know how
reason.
they do it, right?
Not really.
CBS. If you're at NFC traveling to an AFC team, you'll be on Fox.
But we were on
But if you're
CBS last week. We traveled to New England.
so that's weird. So I wonder if there was like a I don't know, like if they had to fill a time slot or something.
That could
Because I
be possible.
I usually NFC, if they're away playing an AFC team, they'll be on Fox, and then vice versa for AFC going away to an NFC, they'll be on CBS. But I guess I quickly before we head into week 2 slate, just review a little bit of the games from week 1. Don't have to really talk much about them, but I guess the first one we'll start with was Texans-Ravens. 25-9 Ravens over the Texans. The debut of C.J. Stroud trying to lift that Buckeye curse in the NFL. Looked okay for what he has. Went for 28 for 44, 196 yards, but no touchdowns. So I think the Texans I think they're gonna be awful, to be honest.
Yeah, they're still rebuilding. They have some promise though.
Yeah.
Pierce is a decent running back. Did really good last year. I have him on my bench right now, actually. Did you know? Side note: did you know Aaron Jones is out today?
No, I did not.
He is out because he was one of my starters. So now I'm in my other league. So now I have to. I had between James Conner and Damian Pierce to play, and I put James Conner in.
That's a good.
Aaron Jones is projected 15 points. So
Okay.
he got double digits last week, and because he runs and gets catches, and I'm on PPR. So, um,
And then
the Texans, yeah, the Texans. I mean, who's their top receiver now? Brandon Cooks left. What's the Cowboys?
Texans got old Michigan boy now, Nico Collins,
Yeah,
Robert Woods.
Woods is on there.
Yeah,
He's still
he had
playing.
6. Yeah, he had 6 for 57.
Okay, I forgot all about him.
Well, I guess on the other side, everybody's talking about Lamar. 17 for 22, 155 with an interception.
With Lamar.
Didn't really live up to the hype in week 1, but again, like you said, it's week 1, so.
J.K. Dobbins out for the year.
Yes, that's right. That dude can't catch a break. Didn't he come back from an Achilles too
I believe he did.
last year?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That sucks, dude. He's got to call it quits.
Well, they never had a solid running back either. Since their last decent, solid, consistent was Ray Rice, I think.
That's so true.
And now, they run with Lamar, so Lamar is really their running back because
Yeah.
that's the joke that they keep saying about Jalen. Why do you keep calling him a quarterback? He's a running back. So.
And then the other storyline heading into that game, and who is going to be, I said, the offensive rookie of the year, was Zay Flowers.
I agree with your statement. Everybody is talking about him after week 1 now. But
9 receptions.
Yeah, you were talking about him before that.
Yes, Zay Flowers is going to be a stud. Uh, Went to BC. He did work at BC there, but I'm debating on putting him in today. I have him in my fantasy.
I started him today.
Did you? Yeah, I might start him. Funny thing, before we get back, I was texting you Thursday. I'm like, I don't know, who should I start? I gave you these options, and then you're like, boom, immediately. And I'm like, but I'm playing you.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest though. If I was like in your shoes, I'm gonna tell you who I would start still.
That's true.
We're
See,
just we're just playing for fun. If we were playing for money, I wouldn't tell you anything.
God,
Just being
dang,
honest. I'm
that's
just
where our
being.
friendship lies, huh? But I guess the biggest takeaway I think from that game was the Baltimore defense. I think that the defense is, I feel like, under the radar.
Baltimore.
Yeah, they
They
look good.
they
The
played they
defense.
played the Texans,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Were they weren't a top dog last year, were they?
I don't think so.
See, I don't know much about. I don't know as much about AFC as I do NFC because
Yeah,
my team revolves around that.
exactly. Um, but yeah, I mean, 25-9. It's kind of a boring game, to be honest.
And that's the one that I had on the TV because I got that game and I got the Niners game,
Yeah,
and they were basically like you could tell who was gonna win, like they were
yeah,
blowouts almost.
yeah.
There wasn't any fight in it really, except of course when my team's on and they want to give me a heart attack. Um,
I hate that feeling.
like you should already put the game away, but you don't because you're fucking up with stupid calls. But yeah, I think I really want to. I think Lamar is going to throw a lot more today, but also Mark Andrews is activated today too. He was out
Yeah,
last week. So when I was listening on the radio on my way back home before we started this, they think Zay Flowers will have less than last week because Andrews is back. I disagree. I think he'll still have
yeah,
about the same amount because I feel like Andrews will block more than rather than catch because he's still getting into the groove of things.
yeah.
I think Zay Flowers, like you said, I think he's gonna be the new guy. You know,
Hey, he's gonna ball out this season.
so I have to start Jameer Gibbs because Aaron Jones is out today.
Ooh, but I think I think he'll do good. Who they got this week?
They play Seattle.
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
Also, want to point out, did you see my my name?
You keep changing it. Is it on Burrow time?
Yeah, yeah,
Like last week, I saw it. It was something along the lines of Tua, wasn't it?
yeah. I think it was like to a retirement plan or some shit.
He's such an asshole.
Oh, because I'm playing you.
Yeah.
Um, I have.
On Burrow time, I do like that.
Yep.
Did you make that up on your own, or did you find that on a website?
I didn't know, so I couldn't find one on a website because usually that's what I do. So
Yeah.
I thought about what I could use Burrow for, and I was like, well, it's just like a letter away from borrowed. So my other one, because I have Jalen and Tyreek Hill, hurts like Hill
Oh, that's a good one.
is one I made up for that team, and then my other one is because I got Nick Chubb, said I got a Chubb, and the
I
picture's
got
a
a chub.
the picture's a hot dog. I want to also point out your game though before we get into the
Yeah.
predictions. I want to talk about the Dolphins game because even though
Okay.
I wasn't able to watch it on the game, I knew it was crazy, and I knew you were probably either angry drunk or just angry.
Yeah, it was both. Uh,
They were messing with your emotions like the Eagles were with
dude,
mine. It was a 2-point game, mind you. All right. Um,
Yes.
what do you before I even talk about your team?
Okay.
What do you think about the Chargers? How did they look to you?
Their their running game is gonna be something to watch for.
Eckler?
Yes. Eckler is a stud. Um, their passing with Herbert. I mean, they would do mid passes. But I mean, their defense, their passing defense is atrocious.
I was about to ask about that. I mean, mind you,
It,
you have Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, and
oh yeah,
but
but I think if it was anybody else, it would have been bad.
do you think if it wasn't the Chargers, you would have lost? 2 point
I don't
game.
think I don't think so. I will say this: I don't think that. But when Sanders missed the extra point, my heart went to my butt cheeks.
Yeah, because all they needed was a field goal.
Exactly, and then you're coming in around the Vic Fangio effect for the defense. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see any of it until maybe the last 3 minutes of the game.
Interesting because when I'm looking at your game stats, you guys actually had 2 turnovers.
Yes,
The Chargers had no turnovers, and they still kept it in there. You guys had almost double. You guys had over double the passing yards than they did.
yeah,
They only had 200. You had 466.
they're rushing 233.
233.
Our rushing defense is atrocious too.
This game looks like similar to the Vikings and Eagles game to me. Eagles ran the ball more. Vikings passed the ball more. Close game. Um, yeah, I thought your defense. So tell me about your defense actually, because I don't really know your team like that other than the offense.
So
Be honest with me. Don't overhype your team or try to
I'm
at
not
least.
no. I didn't know.
Um, I mean you can if you want. You're a fan. It's what fans do. But how do you feel like what is the overall like thing of is your defense mediocre? Is it just decent? Are they bad?
Well, I mean, like you said earlier, it's week one, so it's definitely tough to judge from 1 week. But the hype that Vic was being brought in, I honestly didn't see it. I mean, we had a couple people out. We have Ramsey who's out until probably October, November. But
They
like,
still only passed for 200 yards though.
yeah,
It's not a lot.
so it's not a lot. The secondary did really well. Um,
Did you get any sacks?
we did get a few
Okay.
on that final drive. I know Sealer, uh, Justin Bethel, and Jalen Phillips. He's going to be a stud, Phillips, this season. I think this is his breakout year. Phillips gained massive muscle. He is jacked. Um, I think Cater Kohu is a good one as well. And then,
Real teams don't really start to show up till like November. Really,
yeah,
that's really when you
yeah,
see the difference in between who's good this year, who's bad.
exactly.
Because that's when it's like get into what this is what the playoff picture looks like. You know, kind
Yeah.
of deal. That's when it really like gets crazy. The games like start to just everybody's just going all out. It's very, 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 very early right now. So, um, I just am surprised how bad they did against the Browns. Do you think the Browns are a threat this year?
I think
Do you think Deshaun Watson will have a better year than last year?
I think he'll have a better year than last year. Uh, I think the Brownies defense is really going to improve as well. They're not getting talked about because they're the fucking Browns. No offense.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know, honestly, they looked like the third best team in that division. The Steelers look terrible, but quietly, like you have those quiet teams Like I feel like the Lions are going to be a quiet team, and then you had the Browns who had went into the offseason not getting talked about, which is what I would want to happen. I don't want my team getting talked about. Just go out there, play football, and just take the dub.
Right.
And the Brownies did that, and I mean we'll find out week 2 because they
Who?
got Monday night Brown Steelers, the other team that's getting talked about, which looked atrocious last week.
Who also actually, I forgot they had Allen Robinson as well as a receiver.
Yeah,
Allen Robinson and Pickens, and then they have Najee Harris. I mean, they do have some weapons.
it's there,
Yeah.
but I think it comes back around as I don't think Pickett is the right guy. I really don't.
Well, the Steeler fans are praying that he is.
I mean, he's not Ben Roethlisberger by any means. I don't think Pickett is the deal in Pittsburgh. I think they should draft a QB this upcoming draft because this QB class that's coming out this year is probably going to be one of the best that the
Think so?
NFL. Yeah, there is a lot of good QBs in college right now.
I think it depends on how he does this year.
I agree. I think like it's our favorite saying since we've been going on air. Let's refresh that back
Mid
in
season.
mid-season. Let's give a grade mid-season.
Let me actually just go down the line. I just want to do this quickly. I'm actually really
Yeah.
curious. Just don't even like think about it. Just the first team that comes to your mind when I say this. Okay, this
Okay.
week
All
2,
right.
Packers at Falcons,
Packers,
Colts at Texans,
Colts,
Seahawks at Lions,
Lions by 20.
Chargers at Titans,
Chargers,
Raiders at Bills.
Bills.
Ah,
I
Ch-
wanted Raiders so bad.
Chiefs at Jags,
Jacksonville,
Ravens at Bengals.
Ravens.
Joe's gonna go 0-2.
Joe's gonna go 0-2. I have a feeling.
Bears at Bucks,
Bucks,
Niners at Rams,
Niners easily.
Giants at Cardinals.
That is such a shitty game. Oh, can I hope for a tie? Is that possible?
I'm hoping the Cardinals, but what do you think?
I'll take the Cardinals. Yeah,
Jets at Cowboys.
Cowboys by 50.
Ah, get out of here.
Cowboys by. Oh my God.
Commanders at Broncos.
Commanders.
Dolphins Sunday night at Patriots.
Dolphins by 75.
Doubleheader Monday night football this week. The first one at 7:15. Saints at Panthers.
Saints. I think Carr has a better game.
And 8:15 same night on ABC. Browns
So
at
dumb.
Steelers.
I'm going Browns. I think Brownies are going 2-0.
Interesting. I agree with most of those, not all of them, but
What do you disagree on?
uh I think the Jets still can beat the Cowboys because of the defense. Not because I hate the Cowboys, but because Zach Wilson did you
No, you hated the Cowboys.
he used to be the starter. Okay?
Keyword used.
Yeah.
A used starter.
I think the Bengals will beat the Ravens. I think it will be a close game though. And I really think the Raiders will upset the Bills, if that's considered an upset.
I was teetering along the line of picking the
Yeah.
Raiders. So
Jimmy G and Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs, I think, will pull off the dub.
is that at Buffalo?
It's at Buffalo. I think they're gonna. I think they will shut Buffalo up today.
You know what?
I also.
God.
I also think the Broncos will beat the Commanders.
Commanders are another one of those quiet teams.
Yeah, they are. They got a new ownership and new quarterback. Different
Can
team.
we just get a plea? Can we get a plea, please? Just go back to the Redskins. I mean, come on.
Chase Young is still not healthy.
I mean, they could give Philadelphia a run for their money, right? No? You say okay, so honestly, obviously Philly's going to win the division, right?
Yes.
You still think from our first episode, you saw week 1. I know it's week 1. You've seen every NFC East team. We already know the Giants are probably going to be last. But Philly taking that NFC East, right?
Yeah, I think it was. I think it will come down to the Cowboys games, but yes, I did say my prediction they'll lose one and they'll win one though.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They always do. They always do. They
I
at
feel
least
like that's
they are the biggest threat other than us.
other than yourselves.
Yep.
You should get that tatted.
But I but I hope we're fully healthy when we do play them, because if not, we're gonna have a
Yeah.
problem. We're gonna have a big problem.
So a couple games you disagree on um, are we need to go review the week 1 NFL picks that we had posted last week here. Frankie with a little lead going in here. Our week 1 NFL picks were KC, Philly, Miami, Buffalo, Chicago. That was mine. Frankie's, yours were Detroit, Philly, Miami, Jets, and Chicago.
And I said from the get go, Lions.
You did.
I'm so happy. I hate Mahomes. I hate them so much. If there's a team I hate more than the Cowboys, it's the Chiefs, man.
So, real quick, before we kind of wrap it up here, week 2 NFL pick'em are 5 games. Well, now 6. Cincy, Baltimore, who are you taking?
Cincy, Baltimore. Cincy.
Indianapolis. I'll take Baltimore on that one. Indy, Houston.
Houston.
I'll take Indy on that one. Dallas, Jets.
Jets.
You love the Jets. I'm going Dallas.
I like the defense.
You haven't sold on the defense so far. San Fran against the Rams.
Oh, San Fran. San Fran's gonna kill them.
I agree with that one. Miami, New England, Sunday night. Tonight, prime time.
Miami, but I think it will be a close game. I think it will be a turnover or touchdown possession game.
I like it. I like that. Miami. I think Miami wins by 2 scores.
I'll say about at least 10 points, but not
Yeah.
20, not like 3 touchdowns, but at least like a field goal and touchdown probably.
Okay. I like that.
Because the defense is still good.
Our last pick'em. Kansas City, Jacksonville. I think that might be the game of the week.
Yeah, I think that's my game of the week too. I think it's gonna be another close game. Trevor Lawrence is doing good. Calvin Ridley is the real deal still. Etney did really good. Zay Jones has been talked about a lot this weekend on other radio podcasts. He actually had, for a fantasy player, he had the most points out of all the receivers, I believe.
Yes.
So they have weapons other than Calvin Ridley, and I think it all comes down to how much they keep Mahomes off the field. They need to do what they did with the Lions. They have Travis Kelce back and they have Chris Jones back. That shouldn't change the fact that you can still keep Mahomes on the sideline. Keep him off the sideline, run the ball a lot, and do short passes, and then every once in a while throw like a one downfield kind of deal. But other than that, I feel like they just need to control the time clock to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I think they can, I think they can do it though.
I'm going Jacksonville. I'll go Jacksonville. I think Mahomes starts 0-2.
Yes.
And then you start the panic button, I guess, in Kansas City.
Absolutely.
Well, we have week 2 is upon us. A lot of good games today.
Football's back, baby.
Football is back. The weekend is consumed now through what, February, I guess? January, February?
Oh yeah, I love it.
Vladdy, Vladdy's on here asking about the Panthers.
They suck.
Not gonna be that great.
They
Sorry,
might.
Vladdy.
They might break 500 if they're lucky.
I agree.
8-8 maybe.
Yeah, I would concur with that. All right, Frankie, I think we're gonna call it here.
I appreciate another good episode. I hope and wish that you don't stretch yourself out too much tonight.
I have to wait.
Deep breaths.
God,
That's actually nice though. You know why? Because then
That's
you can
true.
watch the other games. You can do what you got to do on your regular day basis, and then you end your
That's a good
day.
point.
You end your day with your game. Sit
That's true.
before you fall asleep. Are you going to watch the whole game?
I'm watching the whole game. I mean, I've got buffalo chicken dip ready.
Nice,
Wifey sauce has her stuff ready.
nice.
It's gonna be a nice day. It's
Absolutely.
a relaxing day.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to see the Jets go now with Aaron Rodgers out. DONE, 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 done. That's their season. So Jets fans, if you're listening, bye. Pack your stuff up and draft a QB.
This is the Huddle podcast with JVote Gaming over on Twitch, Mr. _ Frank the Tank on YouTube as well, and on Twitch when it works. Please work again. Weekly discussions NFL. We will not be doing an episode next week. JVote will be out of town. I might do a small recording just of my weekly predictions for that week, not like a whole weekly discussion thing, just my predictions for that specific week. Eagles play Monday night against Tampa Bay that week, so they have a very long break right now because they played early. They had a short break, now they have a long break. But it's always been a pleasure. Definitely check out the Discord if you want to show your game day picks, if you want to talk about what you think is going on and what's going to change, if you want questions to be answered on the podcast in the future. Definitely join the Discord. The links are all in the socials on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. It is called The Huddle, I believe, right on Twitter.
I
The
think it's
Huddle
the
Pod. The Huddle Pod.
Yeah.
It was already taken.
Guys, I literally tried everything. I tried underscore. I tried parentheses. Everything was taken.
Yep. So the Huddle Pod at Twitter and the Huddle Podcast on YouTube and TikTok as well. Discord. I appreciate your time, Joey. Do not stress too much. Try to enjoy some of the games before you stress about Tua.
I'm gonna be texting you all day today.
That's okay. It's all right. You know why? My game's already done with.
That's true. So you have nothing to worry about.
I just can
so you can just relax.
I can have a normal Sunday.
That's so true. God, you lucky duck.
This is the Huddle Podcast, and I appreciate your time, buddy. I hope you have a good day.
Much appreciated. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening and watching. Frankie, always a pleasure.
Like, comment, subscribe, and suck on them dimes.